Yo, what is up, Potter fans? We are back with another question I recently asked myself after my maybe 108th time reading the series, and that is, did Severus Snape manage to leave the Battle of Hogwarts alive? Snape was killed by Lord Voldemort's snake Nagini in the Shrieking Shack. Nagini once attacked Arthur Weasley, putting him in St. Mungo's for the entire Christmas break during Harry's 5th year at Hogwarts. The biggest reason for Arthur spending so much time in St. Mungo's was the fact that the wounds would not close, so much so that they even tried the Muggle method of stitches, but the venom in the wound ate through the stitches. So we have a bitten and dying Snape in the Shrieking Shack. The trio listened to Voldemort's explanation of why Snape had to die for him to become the new true master of the Elder Wand and it to work properly for him. Harry then enters the Shrieking Shack after Voldemort leaves Snape to die. Snape then pulls Harry close to him, and memories gush from all of the orifices on Snape's body. Harry collects these memories so that he can learn Snape's tale. He then tells Harry to look at him, and the two stare into each other's eyes. Moments later, something leaves Snape's eyes blank and empty. The hand slackens, and Snape moves no more. There you have it, undeniable proof that one Severus Snape is dead. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Wait, what is that you're saying? Clickbait? Oh, the title says Snape is alive? Well then, we will now explore how Severus Snape is indeed alive. The most obvious sign of Snape's continued existence is that his portrait doesn't show up in the headmaster's study. These portraits of the headmasters are started the second they gain the title of headmaster. Okay. A quick overview of how the magical portraits work is that you have a skilled wizard artist who is able to imbue the essence of the subject in the painting. This talent almost seems to be like the talent of sight. The more talented the artist, the more realistic the portrait. After the portrait is completed, the headmaster then teaches and keeps it up to date with the subject's life until it is almost a copy of the person it depicts. That is if it's a good portrait anyway. There are not so good ones, but being a headmaster, the quality would be of the highest. This being shown when Harry mentions to Dumbledore that he lost the Resurrection Stone, and Dumbledore knowing that he is talking about the Resurrection Stone without actually mentioning the Resurrection Stone. Dumbledore's portrait is hung immediately after his death, almost by magic. This appears to happen automatically by the wonder of the castle at the end of the headmaster's term. There is a very small chance that Snape did not want one of these made or did not have one of these made, feeling that he is undeserving of the title of headmaster. But this is doubtful. He would want something or someone to be able to tell his story if Harry were to succeed. There are no guarantees that he'd be able to tell Harry himself or give him the memories. Remember, Dumbledore knew that Harry would have to die to finally defeat Voldemort, and Snape was privy to this as well. But he didn't know Harry would come back and be the true master of death. So even if he did manage to tell Harry, there's no guarantee that Harry'd be able to tell somebody before he died to defeat Voldemort. Another nod to the portraits is the position of Dumbledore's portrait after Voldemort's defeat. He is still the largest portrait directly behind the headmaster's desk. This spot appears to be reserved for the most recent headmaster, as previous to this book, that spot was occupied by Armando Dippet, the headmaster that came before Dumbledore. Now we get into the fun part. How did Snape fake his own death? Well, the appearing dead is simple. Snape is a potions master. It would not surprise me if he were to carry around Draught of Living Death. This is an extremely powerful sleeping draught, sending the drinker into a dreamlike slumber. Its effects are similar to suspended animation. This is how Snape then appears to have died right before the trio's eyes. Snape only trusted Dumbledore by this point, no one else. So upon learning of Nagini and Voldemort's act of using her as a weapon, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for him to come up with a solution on how to cure her. Whether this be from using legilimens on the St. Mungo's wizard to learn how, or Wormtail was given to Snape as almost a servant and had to extract Nagini's venom before to make Voldemort's potions for strength. There's a chance that he might have had some extra that Snape just took. Or there's the potentiality that Voldemort gave Snape some venom to experiment on to maybe weaponize it. After all, he is a potions master with the access to all the potion supplies at Hogwarts. That takes care of the issue of the venom, and for Snape to have seemingly died. But there is in fact more. There is mention of all the dead bodies being brought into the Great Hall to to be mourned. Colin Creevey, Tonks, Lupin, and Fred are all mentioned, but Snape's body is never mentioned. Harry sets the record straight as him and Voldemort are preparing for battle in front of everybody. So his body is left in the Shrieking Shack? No. As tired as Harry is, he would not have stood for that, especially with the new Minister of Magic being a close friend, and an army of house elves that can easily disapparate and retrieve the body in no time flat. And are obviously well enough to make food. As it's mentioned, people are throwing food into Grop's laughing mouth after Voldemort is dead. The Sword of Gryffindor beside Neville's plate while he's eating, Harry thinking he'd love to go lay down and have Creature bring him a sandwich. There is no way that Harry would let Snape's heroic body be left out in the Shrieking Shack. Let's run through it again. Snape knows he's going to die. He's known it for a while. He's a double agent, he's working against Voldemort. Dumbledore's portrait may have even informed Snape the night that Voldemort came for the Elder Wand that this would happen. So he started to carry the Draft of Living Death, an antidote for Nagini's venom. Voldemort doesn't use Avada Kedavra, knowing that the wand would just act as it had for Harry, and refuse to kill its master. He then manages to get Harry the memories to clear his name, and let his great love for Lily finally be shown, and escape after apparently dying. This explains why the portrait doesn't show up, and why his body is never mentioned. But this is just a theory. What do you think? Did Snape leave and live a quiet life, knowing that the man who killed the woman that he loved is gone forever and her child can live on? Or am I just crazy? And did Snape actually just die? Let me know in the comments below, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and tweet us some of your Harry Potter questions or theories for us to look into. That is all. Peace.